I got goons in your tenement. I got goons in your tenement.
Yo, I got goons in your tenement. For that cabbage, let us in. We kicking indoors for that cheddar, man. For that bread, keep toasting, we'll send 'em in. I'm with the have-nots, groupies. These stroll by, I got the crack rock, boofies. Down Murder Ave with the stash box, hoopty. Just another product of that matchbox, Lucy's. Now you can see it through my eyes. Smoking with a boss, you can steam on a high rise. Hotel by the shore, peak at the high tide. Break it down.
You have to do it, man. Sophisticated Mindz, Legend in 2 games. I shouldn't even have to introduce
Do I have to be sophisticated today?
Nah.
I can't get ignorant?
Nah. Be as ignorant as you want to be.
All right, nah.
It's the big homie Cortez, man.
Brooklyn, we in here.
Battle rap legend. One of the founding fathers, really, that took it to where it's at now.
I just rap good. That's it.
That's
I just rap good.
very humble, as you can tell.
You know what I mean?
Tell, very humble.
Rap very good. Very good.
We in Brooklyn, man.
Yeah,
Murder
facts.
Ave, you know.
Facts.
The booth NYC. Beautiful spot, beautiful layout.
Shouts out to my guy Meg. Always holding us down.
We had to come and chop it up with you, man.
Ah, that's what's up.
You know, obviously, elephant in the room. Everybody want to know about some recent things that's been going on with you.
Talk to me.
Battle, a rematch that really I thought you won the first time, and obviously some controversy behind the second time. We don't want to get into the negative aspect. Obviously, we want to big you up on the classic performance there and get your thoughts. Now that some time has gone by and you've heard everyone's reaction and you got a second and third opportunity to watch the battle, what are your thoughts on it now?
I feel like the battle was worked the way it was supposed to work. I feel like me and Ice's performance. I mean, you know, there's certain things that went down during the event. I think it was more like stuff that was out of our hands. Maybe the crowd and maybe the energy at the time. But, you know, we battled real late. Usually the Toronto crowd is super live and super lit. This time around, I don't know. You know what I mean? And maybe it showed in the battle just to keep it real. But if you want to go straight off bars, if you want to go straight off, like, content, you know what I mean? We both did our fucking thing, you know what I mean? And with me, I always come and deliver. Like, you always can expect Cortez to come with 3 rounds, and with 3 rounds of some dope shit, you know what I mean? And this made no difference, you know. All the work I put in this year, the consistency, and this is gonna live up to that same thing, regardless of the outcome. You understand?
Absolutely. Now, for the people that aren't familiar, I want to backtrack a little bit. You've been on the scene now, decade?
Nah,
just a little.
8 going on 9.
Going on 9 years.
Yeah.
50, 60 battles under your belt.
Yeah, 60, maybe I know somebody told me the other day, a fan stopped me, he was like 62 or 63 or something.
Amazing. Millions of views. Traveled the world off this. When you first got into music, did you ever think, like, this is where it would take you?
Nah, I mean, this is, like, completely left. Like, you know, during my time, people were battling on the street corners and in spots like this to get record deals, you know, not really seeing the bigger vision. And, you know, I think lately our class, you know, that 2008, 2009, 2010, we opened those doors and actually showed that, you know, this could be something bigger than that, create our own lane within hip-hop, within the industry, free of labels, free of being, like, chained up. And we actually learned how to brand ourselves and become our own entity. And that, to me, is like a jewel. You understand? So I definitely didn't see it going this way, but it's the biggest blessing.
Absolutely. That's why I say, to me, you're one of the founding fathers, because I remember that early Smack DVD era, Sub-Zero era, Lions Den, where dudes were just in a record store and
Bars.
Straight bars, gritty feel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on top of you, and you got to be impressive.
I love that feel, man. That's what I miss in battle rap. I miss the fact that it might go down at any minute, because it makes you go that much harder. You know, of course now it's a business, it's contracts, you know, you can't touch this guy, you got a purse that you got to worry about at the end of the day, and if you violate the contract, you won't get your purse. So it's way more corporate now, or just organized now. But that raw feeling sometimes, like, you get that itch, yeah, man, because it's real competitiveness. I'm very competitive myself, and anybody that came up through that time, competitiveness that's where it was at. Like, dudes will rap on the corner for free. Now you telling me you giving me bands to rap? Like, you get what I'm saying? We would just cipher on the corner for free for years. You understand? Perfecting our craft. So no one saw this coming. Not just me, but I don't think anybody saw this coming. I don't think Smack saw it like that. I don't think King of the Dot saw it like that. It was just once it happened, it was like, oh, we got to get on this now. You know, it's crazy.
And to stay on that topic a little bit, I mean, what was that feel like? You know, you from Brooklyn, you going out to Harlem, you battling Harlem cats.
Violating, like I was never worried about that. Yeah, I was never worried about that. You gotta understand, I'm Spanish, right? So first off, just in Brooklyn alone, like, cats used to look at me like, yo, this little Spanish cat, like, who is he? Like, I already got the side eye. So I was already used to that. Like, oh, why y'all dudes think I'm lacking in here? I'm gonna go off. That's what pushed me to who I am now to this day. Anyway, so first it starts with your block, then it starts with your hood, then it starts with the projects, then it starts with your borough, then it gets to other boroughs and all that. And you know, I put in my work to the fact where my name was ringing bells uptown, midtown, Manhattan, Staten Island, like, you know what I mean? Like, kids knew, like, nah, that nigga Cortez, he gets off. You feel me? And that hard work was just me steady being ready. You know what I mean? Anywhere, it didn't matter who it was, it didn't matter what hood, I'm me. And you don't get that authenticity from a lot of people. Dudes be scared, dudes be leery, dudes don't got their hood behind them. It was different with me, you know what I mean? Everything was genuine. So it was like, yo, man, we going up here, we going uptown, we mobbing? All right, bet, boom.
Yeah, you never had to force anything.
No, niggas was on the go.
What's the process like when you lock in? You know you got an opponent coming up. How far in advance do you lock in? What's the process? You shutting everybody out? Usually, shutting phones off?
Usually, about a month. You get contacted maybe like a month prior. You know what I mean? Once the deposit is sent now, it's like, all right, boom. Now this is really locked in. Let me start writing. Sometimes I close everybody out, but there's a lot of times too where I'm steady doing things, and you know I've been around you guys before, and you guys know, like, dang, he got a battle next week. You know, it never changes what my routine is. It's just work for me. You understand? So it's like, okay, I know exactly how I want to do this. The process is the same. You know what I mean? I go get wild bud, get high, crack a bottle in the crib, put the YouTube on, and zone out. You feel what I'm saying? So it never changes for me. I just like to give people real shit. Like, I'm not going to sit there and battle you and create something like, oh, your mother dates a guy named Jimmy. And Jimmy is, I don't do that. Like, if I'm going to battle you, I'm going to write about how I actually look at you and how I actually think you are. You know, I'll watch how you've tweeted. I've probably been around this person a couple times. See how they move in certain directions. See how they move in certain situations. And then point out your flaws and what I think is fraudulent, you know, and raise those questions. I want to have everybody look at you different when I'm done with you. And 90% of the time it works. You understand? And people connect with that.
Is anybody off limits or anything off limits? When you study an opponent, it's just
not really
disrespectful. Whatever I want to say, I'm going to say
it. Yeah, not really. I mean, if it's off limits, it's because I genuinely don't want to put something in the light that may not be needed to be put in the light.
Okay.
But if I feel like it needs to be put in the light, I'm going to say it. You're not going to dictate what I use and what I don't use. It's a matter of what my game plan is and what I want people to see. You understand? There's a lot of times where I held back from putting something out there, but maybe it's just because I didn't feel like it was worth it to be out there, you know? I mean, I don't just battle rap for the cheap thrill and, you know, to get a cheap reaction. I want people to sit there and really, like, 5 months from now, 5 years from now, go back to the battle and still have the same feel. A lot of times if you say something that's too direct or something that's for that moment, people will get it there, but then later on it's like you don't get the same feel because you're like, oh, what happened again? Oh, yeah, because it was, and then you got to sit there and explain to a new fan. Nah, I want the new fans to come and be like, yo, he's spitting some shit, and let it still be relevant, you know?
Absolutely. Who was your toughest opponent to prep for? Somebody that really had you like thinking like, you know, what angle should I take? That really made you buckle down and like, man. Recently,
I would think the B-Dot battle.
Okay.
I think the B-Dot battle is like probably some of my best work in the recent times. And it was because he's a new cat. He was very conscious. You know, a lot of people were riding the wave, and I was going to L.A. So I went to L.A. by myself, knowing that I had all that pressure on me, and people were actually having him as the favorite over someone like me. I took that as a certain disrespect where, okay, I got to really set the bar, you know? And with him, it was more or less like I gotta be methodical. I gotta sit there and hit him and let certain things stick that might not stick in the room, but once you see the editing or once you get it back on camera, you're gonna take it for what it is, you know, and that shit has worked. You know what I mean? Like, people love that battle. People love my first round, they love my third round, and people are just sitting there like, he got it, you know what I mean? So that to me is one of the most difficult times to prepare. And it was a short prep. It was maybe like 3 weeks.
Tough. What's the best crowd to perform in front of?
New York. Still New York, Urban Plaza. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close. I mean, London. London is great too. I can't say that, but that energy, that New York feel, that chopped cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, Arizona feel. Like, I just came out the bodega, cracked the Arizona, ate it, and go on stage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get that nowhere else. You know what I mean? It's the hood. Like, you go there and you might see somebody you went to high school with. Might see somebody I used to date back in the day. I see some family. Yeah, and they're like, yo, cool, yo, my sister, yo, what up? Yo, hold on, I'm about to get crazy. Like, it gets you more hype. You know what I mean? When you see certain people that just fuck with you because, yo, I remember you in high school, or yo, I remember you from here or there, and they just there, and you're like, yo, you know what, man? These people saw me on my come up. Saw me walking around with a rap book back in the day and my earphones on the bus and on the train after class. So it's like, let me get it. You know what I mean? So
it's that extra motivation at that moment.
Crazy.
Do you feel that when you perform in front of other crowds in LA, Canada, London, you got a trip coming up that we're going to discuss in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Does it change the way you prep for those rounds because the lingo may get lost on the crowd?
Sometimes. Really depends on the opponent, though. Like, whoever my opponent is who I'm going to cater what material to. I take into consideration the crowd, but also I'm at the point, veteranship-wise, where I realize I have to steal the crowd and steal momentum at certain times in a battle. Sometimes I like to go first, right? First off. So sometimes I'll go first and I'll have a dope first. And maybe the guy in battle has a dope first too. He might have a lasting impression. Now he has the momentum of the room. So in order for me to get that back, I might need to rebuttal. I might need to say something that's going to turn heads and steal the room back my way. And I usually leave those spots open for the locals. Like, if somebody's standing there and somebody's shirt says something, or I know something about that town, or I know something that they know. You get what I'm saying? And like, those things steal the room right back away. I remember, like, I was bound this guy drugs last year. And he was talking all this Maryland, D.C. shit. And I'm out there in Maryland, and they all wilding. And I was like, yo, something. Y'all, fuck, you thought I was going to be scared? Well, I bring my whole block out here. I said, y'all think I'm scared? That's why I bring my whole block out here. I said, but I see all y'all niggas grilling. A couple y'all might plot out here. I said, something. Y'all think y'all gonna get me? Well, not out here. I'm on point. Cause even Cam got shot out here. Like, they all went crazy. Facts, Cam got shot. And then it's like, all right, I got them. Tell me about drugs. How you gonna tell me about drugs, nigga? Matter of fact, then Rico snitch on all these Maryland, D.C. niggas. He made it hot out here. OG, gorilla pimping. He took a block out here. Now, I ain't gonna disrespect y'all. Cause a couple y'all niggas look like y'all might plot out here. And I'm on point. Cause even Cam got shot out here. You feel me? Yeah, because it's something with them. They feel like they recognize now. Like, yo, he did his homework. You know, when I battled Ines in Philly, I had said some shit like, nigga, you ain't from, I forget what block I said. You from Meridian, where Kobe's from.
Lower Marion.
Yeah, Lower Marion, where Kobe from. And they was like, oh, he did his homework. You know what I mean? You're a cupcake. You need to update flows. This is a bitch behind bars getting left Riverside going upstate road. I mean, nice town, West Philly, North. A couple cats know me, son. I done did transactions with some OGs, and that's where they know me from. Your career, you been here, and you still lonely, son? He get love. And like Yadon and Lower Marion, like where Kobe's from. He
did his research.
He is a bum. Yes. Yo, and shit like that. So, you know, when you do that, they remember that. And then they sit there and say, yo, you know what? Cortez came to our city. This might be the only time we ever get to see him. And he came and repped and held it down. And that's where you gain that everlasting following. You know what I mean? That real shit that they fuck with. They be like, yo, fuck with him. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Nah, that's super dope. And I know you got some battles coming up out of the country.
Yeah, Australia,
Very
man.
Exciting. Tell us
That
about
flight ain't
that.
exciting, man.
I mean, it's a lot of prep time though. You get a lot of time to prep on that joint.
Yo, I've been debating shit. I just write on the plane. I'm flying for 24 hours first off. So I just write on the plane and memorize it there. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, November 25th, I'm going to be in Australia. I'm battling in 2 cities, you know. It's really, really going to be like dope for me. Like, you know, like Australia is really the other side of the world, you know. And once they announced it, like ticket sales went through the roof. For me, that was like humbling. You understand? Like, I was like, oh shit, you know. I'm gonna be in Melbourne and I'm gonna be in Brisbane, and those are 2 major cities in the country, and I'm super excited, you know.
Super dope, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing, you know. When you come from where we come from, all you know is your block. All I knew was the Chinese restaurant on the corner, the handball court up the block. You know what I mean? The 99-cent store and the White Castle a couple blocks. That's all I knew, in the pizzeria, you know? So for me to actually now be recognized on the other side of the world, it's like, damn, like my voice has went from being on the corner to being global. You can't ask for nothing better than that. You know what I mean? It's very humbling. I'm honored. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many battles I have, where my status is. I'm honored to be out there. It's going to be a pleasure out there, and I'm going to give them 2 battles in 2 weeks that are going to be amazing, you know, just because of that.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. It's been a big year for you. I mean, it's been a big couple years, but this year especially, obviously with the recent battle with Head Ice, you had Chess right before that. You got the 2 battles coming up now.
Yeah, Twerk.
New Jersey Twerk. You got a web series you went to, right? Time is Money.
Yeah, the Time is Money web series. Shouts out to my guy, Sonny Good Times. They picking up now. I think we shooting episode 5 or 6 now. That's been real dope too. You know what I mean? I've always tried to dabble with the acting, so this is right up my lane, and I'm very comfortable with it. Sanchez is my character, you know, and I turn up. You know, I caught a couple bodies already, but you know, it's a dope thing.
Cheers.
What's going on, bro?
All right, how you
Eating.
feeling?
Good.
It's good.
Want some, man?
Nah,
Turkey, bacon, or nothing?
I'm good, man. Straight
Stay
to
away from
business.
the pork, man.
Straight to business.
Talk to me, bro.
Long story short, I got a serious problem with some serious people.
Well, I figured that, you know, calling my phone 3 hours of the night. Talk to me.
The Grangers.
Might as well order my check now. You call me out the blue for the Grangers?
Listen. I need you on this one. My sister's part of the... Listen. My sister's part of the prosecution who's getting ready to take down Pistol.
Pistol?
Yeah.
Bro, this is no funny business. Like, you shouldn't even be talking here for that.
Listen, you're the only person
They're
I
like
know.
the Black Mafia, bro.
You're the only person I know who can handle this type of situation, man. I need you on this.
This is not no play. This is serious business. You ready for something like that? Because if we take it there, we're going to take it there for real.
I'm here. If I wasn't about
It's
it,
for your sister, bro. 24 hours.
24?
24 hours. This ain't no goofy shit. This is not no play, bro.
You say 24, that's it.
Give me them all. Like I said, I just want my hands in on everything. I think 2017 has been a big year for me, but the main focus was rebranding of Cortez. Making Cortez a bigger brand, expanding as a bigger brand, without saying it. You know, putting out the right music, getting the right battles, you know, and just staying consistent. Like, people don't understand consistency really kills. Like, you could have the bud on the block all day, some mids. For dude that has sour, he might get it for now. But if he not on it like that, that other dude is always going to win. I'm trying to give you the sour and be on the block all day. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. And it shows. And when you see that, it's like, oh, all right, this is working. let me go harder. You know what I mean? In 2018, I expect to do more. You know, for real.
Now, part of that branding as well, which I wanted to salute you on, a little more heartfelt. You had put together an event and a drive for Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
which I saw
Boricua Relief.
That looked like a great event.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us why that was so important to you, man, and really what made you say, I gotta do this, man.
Well, I mean, I you know, and again, maybe sometimes you like, you downplay your celebrity or whatever, but once you know Maria hit Puerto Rico, yo, a lot of fans was asking me like, hey, are you doing something? We trust you. We'll donate to you. We won't donate to Red Cross. We won't do this. We know that you'll take care of it. And that to me was like special. You understand? Like, I was like, wow, okay, I have to do something. You know, it was my duty. Plus, I have a brother that lives out there with his daughter. You know, he just had a baby. My grandparents from my mother's side both live out there. They're super elderly. And I wasn't in contact with them for about 2-3 weeks. You know, I still haven't technically spoke to my brother, but other family members have. You know, my grandparents are actually being flown in this week. It's bad. It's really bad. Like, the whole infrastructure of Puerto Rico is done. You know, everything that they had, wires were up, you know, poles throughout the whole island. That shit is done. They have to rewire everything underground to prevent that. So this is a 6 months to a year process of getting Puerto Rico back up with Wi-Fi and internet and clean water. And this is not just one event. Like, I'm probably gonna do a few more. And to be honest, like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, what they're going through, it shouldn't be like that. And you know, the event was crazy. Shouts out to my homegirl Deliza. Shouts out to Cassie Brielle. Shouts out to Misfit. You know, even the Love Ball, the Love Story Ball. My peoples at Lipstick and Bottle Service. Miss Ivy, Ivory Poison. These people right here helped me organize it. You know, and we did the event, and we had over 3,000 pounds of goods.
Wow.
You know, we raised about $1,000. So, and that was initial, you know, and for me, that anything helps, you know. So that was humbling that I was able to do that, and you know, I was happy, deadass. I was happy.
Oh, that's super dope, man. Like I said, when I saw that, I was like, wow, much respect to you on that and putting that together. And then really quickly before we leave as well, with all the things you got going on, as you mentioned, the New York now is different than the New York you and I grew up in. How does that change the way you have a son, right? How does that change the way you raise your son? Because things you and I have seen is different, and obviously that comes out in your music. But you want to keep him away from that lifestyle. You don't want to show him like those things are cool, but obviously, father's
it's a different
message
time.
is different. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, me and my son are like best friends. You know, he just turned 13, and I don't treat him like to shelter him. You know, he's actually at the point where he's comfortable to ask me anything, whether it's a female, whether it's street shit, whether it's life, whether it's something going on at home, whether it's something in school. He's at the point where he knows I can ask my dad literally anything, and that's very key. So it's like he listens to today's music, right? So on July 4th weekend, I'll tell you a story. July 4th weekend, we drove out to my mother's house in Long Island. It's about an hour drive. So he had wanted to download more music. I have a Tidal account. I said, you know what? You could log into my Tidal account and listen to your own music. So he was like, yo, Dad, and we're just in the car. He's like, yo, why do you think Jay-Z's the GOAT? And I'm like, what are you talking? Like, this is blasphemous. What are you talking about? He's like, yo, I don't get it. Like, people always say it, but I don't know. I said, well, you got to do your research. Like, you know, you got to listen. You got to see this. You know, you should check this out. And then I just put on the blueprint. We drove, and he's listening. And he's like, all right, cool. And then I don't push it on him. Yo, a couple weeks ago, he came to me, and he was like, yo, Jay's verse on Reasonable Doubt went on the 22 twos. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm like, yo, you went back? And he said, yo, once I heard that, I went back and listened to all Jay's stuff, and I get it. But Dad, what did he mean when he said this? And then I'm like, okay, he's getting it. You know what I mean? Just the fact that he went back and did his research on hip-hop, he understands like it's a different time. So he asks me, and then he relates to it. He's like, yo, it's way better now. I'm like, yeah, it's way better now. Like, you know? So, you know, we're comfortable, you know, and knowing that he can ask me anything, I think that makes it better because he understands the entertainment. He understands that whatever I write about is of experience, but there's always also a message where it's like, all right, I went through this, so you don't have to go through this.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's how he accepts it. That's how he digested it, and that's how he, you know, relates to it.
Super dope, man. Before we go, we thank you for taking the time to sit down with us. Let the people know what they want to know about the mixtapes, anything you got coming out, battles.
Right now, I got the 16s and Better Part 2 out, hosted by DJ J-Star. It's crazy. It's got the Method Man record on it. Make sure you check out the Vivo account, Cortez Vivo. Got the Tears Over Tears Battle League. I'm looking for all new talent. Anybody that you know that's dope on there, I'm trying to help build more MCs up to come in within the culture, coach them, and get them in the right spotlight. I got my hands on everything. You know, Cortez_HSP, that's the Twitter. That's the IG. That's the Snap. Fuck with my snaps. I get crazy on my snaps. And that's it, man. You know, anybody want to do business, CortezPolitics@gmail.com. No Days Off is the movement. Murder Ave is the gang, man. Pleasure.
Already.
Sophisticated mindset, you heard?
Cortez. We talked about it off air. I told you the joint, the classic was you, man.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Good looking on that.
Appreciate it, man.
Yo, also, I'm an OKC fan for this year. All right, just want to let y'all know that I'm not a Knicks fan this year. Just for this year.
Took the year off.
It's
perfectly okay.
Just for this year. Just for this year.
I'm taking a year off too, so it's alright. It happens.
I had to put that in there for somebody. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Yo, one more time, appreciate you inviting us out. Yo, the Booth NYC, we really appreciate it.
Mad good looking, boy.
You already know. Legend 2 Games, Cortez, baby.
Bang bang.
Right now you could call me Mr. Monteca. I'm all about doing business. Bring it to the block with the pots in the kitchen. Talk about the blocks for the pots for the whipping. About to fly south with a flock full of pigeons. Big difference, align short distance. Apply more business, supply the whole district. Now I'm styling by choice, smoking on the loud, got the right noise, talking like men, sounding like boys, diamonds, dancing in the ring like Floyd. Brooklyn, raised on them crooked blocks, St. Ides, crooked eye, all I seen crooked cops staring at the judge, afraid just to look at cops, ciphers by the phone, shit, I can make the bookings hot. I just leaped another hurdle, I'm bringing you the class.